School shootings are some of the most painful, traumatic events that could ever happen.
Do you go to this school?
I used to, sir.
Sometimes the shooters are caught during the process.
Are you Anthony? Come on.
Just because I have a gun doesn't mean I'm a criminal.
This is what happens when school shooters are caught in the act. In April of 2018, former Forest High School student Sky Boucher entered the stairwell of Building 1 of FHS with a blue backpack and a black guitar case. That guitar case contained a 16-gauge sawed-off shotgun. His backpack held a tactical vest, gloves, and multiple shotgun shells. He walked into the boys' bathroom, loaded his gun, put on his vest and gloves, and left. This victim is one part of the aftermath of that decision.
Hey, lock this school down.
Sierra 26 on C Hall.
Who was it?
10-4. All units responding.
What happened?
All units responding in C hallway.
What happened?
1033 Thompson.
Primary responder.
10-4.
996 Burn. I have a shotgun in the hallway laying on the ground. Did we lock the school down? Lock the school down now. Down on the ground.
X-ray 1 to where? 51 out 51.
What the hell? Put your hands behind your back.
And arresting someone often requires a greater burden of evidence. Right now, though, with so many lives at stake, he has to make quick and decisive decisions and risk being wrong.
Who is he?
He's the shooter. He shot through the door, but he doesn't know which room.
996 Burn. I have one in custody. They're saying he's a shooter.
Sky Boucher fired a single shot at the school, straight through a door, which hit a student in the lower leg. The student thankfully recovered.
He's by himself.
Did anyone see him?
No, he was outside. He came down.
Do you go to this school?
I used to, sir.
What the?
Of mental illness. I'm sorry, sir.
What do you say?
I wasn't raised by the right people.
Are you kidding me?
There's a lot of violence. I don't know. In medication.
5345 area in the front door.
Anyone in my family, make sure they don't get near because they're very mentally ill and very not stable.
Do they know you're here?
No, sir.
How would they know you're here then?
No, I'm just saying, like, if they find out, they may get violent. They may. So I just want them, just let you know that they're not stable people.
This shooter seems to be immediately jumping to the excuse of violence at home. He's using them as a justification rather than trying to explain himself.
Where do I need to go? What building?
X-ray 996.
If someone, hold on just one. Go secure the gun for now.
Where's that?
It's in the hallway.
Restroom.
Secure. There's another one in the restroom.
No, I said the gun's in front of the restroom.
Okay. I ain't believing this is happening here.
You want me to look him up on the system?
It ain't gonna make anything right this minute. Do you have any ID on you or anything right now?
I left it in my car.
In your car is where?
It's in the parking lot. It's got a broken window. And
What color is it? What kind is it?
It's a Nissan exterior. It's got pink duct tape and a broken window.
Where in the student parking lot?
Only one signal 46. 10-4.
That's just one that we know of.
996 Burn. If someone can go secure this subject's car, it's in the parking lot. It's a exterior. I'll get you the information here in just a minute. What kind of car is it?
A
10-4.
Nissan
If
exterior.
you're responding to orders, if someone can start
silver?
rolling for an exterior, I'll advise on further.
A silver exterior with duct tape on it in the student parking lot.
Pink duct tape.
What is it?
It's
That's important. Subject vehicle.
Just taking this west stairwell.
Okay.
He's on the west stairwell. I've got a
Guitar case and backpack yours?
I went to the bathroom to get everything.
So you've been playing this since 2013?
Fantasy. I've been on.
Because, we know about it.
Yeah, I know you do.
So this is playing.
The fantasy is calm and gone, but when I get depressed, things start coming back. But I don't think about it.
During the preliminary investigation, officers found journal entries written by Boucher that discussed a plan much like this one. That is what they're referring to.
I don't know about this thing.
Okay.
Where'd you like?
If you want to take it off of him, we can.
It's clearing. It's clearing. It's telling where he wants me to come. So maybe that's good.
They're still clearing.
Sky Boucher was ultimately arrested and put on trial, and he recently pleaded to no contest to his charges. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison for what he did. If this case shocked you though, this next one is way crazier.
You're just arresting me on a charge that's made up. I know. You are though. It's made up.
It's been in
It's
law
made
for
up.
a long
No,
time.
it's made
You
up,
wouldn't
dude.
make up things.
It's
We
made
don't
up.
have the authority.
This 18-year-old boy is Nolan Rosen, who is attempting to claim that there is no law against bringing a firearm to school. There very much is. It's called the Gun-Free School Zones Act of 1990. And before that, there were other laws preventing it.
It's about a bullet you found on the ground, right? Oh, okay.
Somebody find something you know about?
Because I had a bullet in my pocket, but it was like it's not like I'm planning anything.
Even without a firearm, it is still illegal to possess or carry any ammunition on school grounds.
If I was a school shooter, I wouldn't tell you. You know what I mean?
I understand. Today's day and age, you know, they gotta be very too safe for these types of things. That's just
Well, everybody gotta be careful, no. Well, I have a 22 Henry rifle.
Okay.
Rifle.
gotcha.
And I'm kind of like sentimental about it.
Oh,
So I use it. I don't shoot it, but I use it as like a.
Nolan is continuously bringing up the fact that he's not a school shooter and is only reminding everyone over and over that they're in that kind of situation right now.
Comfort thing, kind of. That makes sense.
well, let me ask you this while I got you right here. Just be honest with me. You didn't bring any gun to school, did you?
No.
That's the only you only had one round.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't like bring a gun into school.
No, okay, I know. But
That's not my intention.
you know I gotta ask though,
I
right?
looked it up. It said there's no statute for bringing a, like there's no law against bringing a bullet to school.
Okay.
I'm just like letting you know.
He keeps bringing up that he doesn't believe he was doing anything wrong, to the point where it's starting to sound like denial.
Hey, can you put that Gatorade down real quick? Of course. All right, just turn around, face over here real quick. Put your hand on that table for me.
Oh, I got more bullets. I got two.
Okay, don't put your hands in your pockets. Just keep your hands on the table. Just put them on the table. Just put them on the table for me real quick, okay? So I'm gonna have to search you.
Yeah, I got
Yeah, that'd be nice. So you had 2 bullets in this one?
These are yours?
right here.
Okay, we'll get there, Okay.
Literally, if I thought I was doing anything wrong, I wouldn't bring it.
I got you. You just know in today's day and age you can never be too safe, right?
12, 15, 23.
Are these from a range?
No, I have a Henry repeating rifle, and I kind of just use it as like a thing to like comfort me a little bit.
At home or?
Yeah. I don't like. I'm not. There's no ill. I have no ill intention. I know why it would raise a concern, but I'm not like. I'm really scared about that stuff, like school shooters too. I'm like very. It makes me anxious too that anyone can just walk into school and shoot it up. So I'm like.
You worry about that?
Yeah, I worry about that stuff a lot sometimes.
What made you bring those with you?
Just because literally it makes me feel comfortable. It's like the only reason.
Having those with you makes you comfortable?
I mean, well, I had the rifle earlier, and I must have forgot they were in my pocket.
Earlier when? Did you drive here?
Yeah. But I have literally no bad intentions of any. I just carry a rifle around because it's like comfortable, and it's not illegal.
It can definitely be illegal to bring any sort of firearm into different places. Schools and government buildings are the 2 big ones, but there are lots of laws surrounding where you can and cannot be armed.
Well, not like I don't carry it all the time, but I just literally carried it in my car. Like I don't bring it into school.
Is there a gun in your car right now?
Yeah.
Let's go out.
So you'll stay.
Yeah.
They're in my bag.
Is
It's
there?
not an assault rifle. It's literally a 22 Henry repeating rifle.
I didn't ask.
For small game.
I just want to know if you have one there.
Not meant to kill people.
Where are you parked?
I could show you.
What kind of car is it?
A black Chevy.
The most common gun charge in schools is actually when the person has a gun in their car and doesn't feel like there's anything wrong with that. The school's property still extends to the parking lot, so even if you aren't walking around with it, you still technically have a firearm on school premises.
They're in one of those pockets. Or maybe, They should be in the bag though. Usually I just put the keys in my bag and then I'm good to go.
Do you have anything in your locker? Do you use your locker?
No, I don't use my locker. You're kind of come over there. They might be in my car, literally, if they're not in here. Oh, bingo. There we go.
You said a Chevy Blazer?
You want to stay with him? Do you mind? I'll go.
The officers, of course, have definite probable cause that allows them to search his vehicle.
It's right here.
Is it damn right?
Yeah, just leave it right there for now. Yeah. It's basically like just a .22 rifle, right? Like something you shoot rabbits with.
Rabbit
or a squirrel.
I don't know how to check if it's loaded.
We'll check it. This is like a single. You put it in there, I think.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you gotta like cock that back to
get inside. It doesn't.
This is how you
yeah,
like rack
chamber it. Well, I know one way you can do it is you can actually take it apart if it'll come apart, but of course it won't.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just afraid if I
see a serial number on there.
See, that's not good. There's something right there. You see it underneath?
Oh.
Model
H004. GB.
As I'm going through the book, this is going to take
I can't read it.
648534. Alright, yeah, let's try to make it safe.
This is a good example of why it's useful to have people who are well versed in firearms and their construction. The officers are attempting to figure out if the gun is loaded while still being safe and in control of the situation.
See if this goes up there.
148.
Is it not? Is there not a...
It's way skinnier than the bottom.
What the oh. I mean, if you keep it like this, so do you have a zip tie? I mean, if you just zip tied it like this, you're not going to be able to shoot it. I would just leave it like this.
Yeah.
As long as this is not back, it's not going to fire.
Is that loaded, Coos? Not that we can tell.
I mean,
I know that kind of changes some things if it was, right? But I mean, I don't see anything in the...
I mean, I think for you guys, it
doesn't matter.
No, I don't.
It doesn't matter.
Here's what I'm going to do, if you don't mind. I'm going to put 2 bullets. You don't have little zippies, do you? Bags?
He is 18, just so you know.
I'm going to put the 2 bullets he gave us out of his pocket in here.
Okay.
And then I have one I'm going to put in my other glove.
Okay.
And then that will be the one that we found. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, is that all right?
Yeah.
If you do that, I'll do the report. I'll, you know.
He's 18.
Oh, you got little. Yeah, he's 18, so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't.
What the
I guess
higher ups want to do. They want to take him out of here in cuffs?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd say rest.
Yeah, I mean, he's 18.
He's 18.
I give him his due process. You can come in with me, Todd, and then I mean, it's a gun in a school.
You want?
So this is the single.
This is the one that we found.
Another 2 right there. So okay. So let's secure this.
You verified that he's 18? We looked on the...
Yeah, I can triple check, but...
Is he a senior?
He's a junior. 18-year-old junior? Yep.
Stuff right now, so he's 18. Yeah, so basically, I'm giving him his due process. And over you guys. We're just going to keep my here right now until we get word from the prosecutor exactly how we're going to do it. But
Regardless of the situation, it's unprofessional for school teachers and staff to be gossiping about a student like this. Situations like this are incredibly precarious, both politically and safety-wise. Officers usually get into contact with prosecutors over stuff like this because it isn't a cut-and-dry shooting case. All of his claims have been reasonable and possible, so officers don't want him to get stuck with the same charges as someone who potentially murdered innocent people.
You are potentially facing a 10-day suspension with a recommendation for expulsion.
Wait, potentially what?
For guns, weapons, and disruption. So I just need you to sign here stating that I presented you with this.
Wait.
So it's a 10-day suspension, potentially. So we have to talk afterwards, but it's a possible 10-day suspension with a recommendation for expulsion for weapons, specifically guns and disruption.
So this is all policy based. It's not like
Correct, yeah.
okay.
When someone is involved in a crime on school grounds, there are two sides to it, the legal side and the school side. On the legal side, you're charged for the crime and sentenced, the normal justice system rules. On the school side, however, they can pretty much throw any sort of punishment at the person, from suspension to expulsion, without much justification or due process.
I didn't see that policy.
Okay, like I said, I'm just presenting you with this right now. So I just, we'll talk after you're finished writing, but I just need you to sign that I presented you with what you
But I feel like I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay, well.
So why would I sign it? I feel like I feel like I did nothing wrong.
Are you refusing to sign?
No, I'm not refusing to sign.
So either sign or don't sign.
Well, what happens if I refuse to sign?
Then I just have Mrs. Ferguson witness that I presented you with this. It makes no difference. It actually makes no difference if you sign
Well, this is saying I acknowledged and I knew there was a policy
It doesn't
against.
say that. No, it doesn't say that. Just take a second to read through it.
But by checking it off, you're basically saying I knew there was a policy against that. I didn't know there was a policy against on
Right,
parking
it's
like
saying
leaving.
that you're facing a potential suspension and expulsion because of these violations. It doesn't say that you know what they were. It doesn't say any of that. So take a second to look at it.
These forms are commonplace. There has to be a signature or a witness's signature when presenting a student with infraction paperwork, or else the student could claim they never received it and there would be no proof to the contrary.
Like try to look through all the policies to make sure that I was allowed to bring it.
Yeah, but you would have to sign that. That's just acknowledgement. It's not saying that you're guilty or anything like that.
Yeah,
It's just
because I was
saying
gonna
that you
say like
received it.
I thought I was allowed to bring it in the parking lot.
I mean, regardless, you're gonna have to either sign it or don't sign it. But
You know what I mean? I thought I was allowed to bring a rifle in the parking lot.
Okay.
So that's like where I'm coming from, alright? I'm just saying.
Okay.
Alright, sorry.
You still writing?
Well, I'm just kind of explaining that I thought I was allowed to bring it. As long as I wasn't
Surely you can imagine having a gun on school property is a major issue. So I am suspending you for 10 days with a recommendation for expulsion. So what happens now is suspension will start tomorrow, and only the superintendent can determine whether or not to expel the student. So I'm recommending you for expulsion. Since you are also on a 504 plan, somebody from the special education department will be reaching out to you because we're going to have to hold what's called a manifestation determination meeting. But at this point, it is a 10-day suspension with a recommendation for expulsion for weapons, specifically a gun, and disruption and misconduct. I have to go fill out the rest of the paperwork.
I didn't disrupt anything.
The whole school was on lockdown, buddy. I'd call that about as big of a disruption as you could have.
Alright, sorry. Well, the problem wasn't bringing the gun. The problem was I dropped the bullet in the hallway. That was the problem.
This argument is equivalent to, as long as you don't get caught, you didn't do anything wrong. There are procedures that have to be followed, including the school's lockdown, and at the end of the day, Nolan was responsible for it.
You're the main guy.
I'm the detective here, so we talked to our prosecutor. He's the guy that kind of makes the law decisions, all right? It is against the law to bring a gun into what's called the safety zone or a school, right?
That's subjective.
what is subjective.
But you consider it like a safety zone.
Okay. So now's not gonna be the time to contest it right now, okay? So basically what I'm telling you is we're gonna end up charging you, okay? And you're 18 years old.
There's no law against that. Bringing a gun on the school property, there's no law. Like, there's no statute.
I'm telling you there is.
It's a policy, not a law.
No, there's a state law in Ohio.
I'm
There's
telling you
also
there
another.
isn't.
Okay. So like I said, we just talked to our prosecutor. So here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna come with us. We're going to handcuff you until we get you outside to a cruiser. Because there's a lot of people going on. We want to save you any kind of.
There's no law against bringing a gun. It's a policy. There's no, like, show me the statute. There's no statute.
I told you before, I assure you, there is an actual law. We'll show it to you when we get to the station. I mean, it's not, we're not making it up. We're trying to...
I think you are making it up.
No, we're trying to accommodate you
I'll do you a favor.
in a good way.
I'll do it for you right now.
But it's, you said safety zone. So how am I supposed to know this is a safety zone?
A safety zone is any school property and/or school bus stops.
Does it say safety zone is and/or school property?
School.
I don't think it does.
Yeah,
School
it does.
safety zone.
School safety zone is defined as any school
Wait,
property.
illegal conveyance or possession of deadly weapon.
Most officers wouldn't pull up the actual statute like this, but it could be helpful because it sounds like Nolan truly doesn't understand that there is a law prohibiting what he did. It was also revealed that he was part of a 504 plan earlier, which likely means he has some form of mental handicap that could make processing something like this more difficult.
And we aren't going to give you a verbal warning or just kind of say, hey, don't do it again for something that serious. I feel like, as a fairly mature person,
But this is like, you know, this is like a newer, this is a newer generational problem. This is not like a problem that they had like back in the day. This might be like your first time dealing with a situation like this in your whole career. So I don't think you can just arrest me like that.
well, we are arresting you.
I mean, why can't you just see that I'm not like a criminal?
So we're gonna go over to this car right here.
See that car with the number 6234? That's the car we're going to. The sooner you get in that car, the better off we'll all be. Okay?
I'm just saying, I'm really nice to
I understand.
I give people food for free. I don't have to give people candy.
I understand.
Like what? Go ahead, sit in here butt first. It's kind of cool in here, actually.
It's all right.
Nolan Rosen was indeed arrested and is now facing trial. That being said, make sure to subscribe so I can keep you updated with this case. Thankfully, nothing too bad happened in either of these cases, but that unfortunately can't be said for this one.
Why didn't you stop it, God? Why didn't you stop it? Why didn't you stop it, God?
What you just watched is school shooter Ethan Crumbley being forcibly restrained. In 2021, he brought a gun to Oxford High School and killed 4 people, while injuring 7 more. He was 15 at the time.
Why didn't you stop it? Why didn't you stop it? You let it out. Why? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, God. I'm sorry. Please, God, God. I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, God.
At the time of this recording, Ethan was in jail and was being restrained due to what was evidently a severe psychotic breakdown. He was tied up like this in order to make sure he wasn't a danger to himself or any others. If they had not done so, there is a good chance that he was going to attempt to take his own life. This video was shown by Ethan's defense team at his hearing in an attempt to demonstrate that he should be declared clinically insane. That was the defense they were going to try to go for.
Yeah, we're here. Yes. Sheriff's office. It's safe to come out.
Yeah, he said it's safe to come out.
Now, we're not willing to take that risk right now. I can't hear you. We're not taking that risk right now. Okay, well, come to the door and look at my bag, bro.
Yeah, bro.
He said bro.
He said bro. Red flag.
This clip shows a classroom inside of the school during the shooting and demonstrates what the kids were going through. The person speaking from outside of the room was an officer, but because he said bro, the students believed it could be the shooter and didn't open the door. During his trial, several people explained that Crumbley had always had an obsession with violence, even before the shooting. Several disturbing writings were found, and he had documented violence against animals. Victims are going to be testifying against him in court on December 8th.
Stop it. You couldn't stop it, God, but you didn't stop it. And now we continue. It's always. Stop it. God, stop it, please. Stop it, guys. Stop, God, stop. Stop pushing forward. God, stop, please, God. Stop.
Ethan Crumbley eventually pleaded guilty to 1 count of terrorism causing death, 4 counts of first-degree murder, and 19 other charges related to the rampage. His trial is still ongoing, but he is eligible for life imprisonment without the possibility for parole, the harshest penalty other than death. This case is terrifying. The next one, however, shows what happens when the shooting takes place outside of the main building. What you just watched is several officers who responded to reports of a disturbance in Jacksonville, Florida, near First Coast High School. They had just made a traffic stop at the entrance to the parking lot, and multiple people were arrested on gun charges during that stop. Moments later, however, people started running, and 15-year-old Devonn Thompson began shooting at the officers.
Don't you fucking move!
Got it?
Grab him.
Got him?
Yeah.
Stupid mother.
Somebody handcuff him. Handcuff him.
I ain't got handcuffs.
Neither do I. Mine's on the other guy. Put him on.
You're hit?
Who's hit?
He.
Where are you hit?
My head.
Your head?
Yes.
Hold on.
77.
Hit me in my head. And right here. Where? On your hip? Yeah. Where? Hey, is that the gun? Yes. His gun's on him. Did you shoot yourself?
No, you shot me. Somebody shot me.
All right. Hey, give me your shears.
It took several moments, but Thompson was eventually caught by the police. The officers, in those tense moments, had to decide whether or not to shoot to kill a 15-year-old. That is the kind of guilt that, no matter what, weighs on someone's conscience. In this case, they chose not to shoot to kill, and that paid off. Nobody, civilian or officer, was harmed that night.
Hey, can somebody get a med kit? Yeah, med kit.
Don't move.
I know.
Just calm down. Here. Hey, I'm sorry, I gotta pull your pants down.
Where's the firearm?
Right here. Grab it.
Show me.
Here.
He's in his hip. I don't know how you hit it.
You got it?
Devonn Thompson was shot by the police, but it was in the leg as they attempted to stop him from running. He made a full recovery in the hospital after the fact. The gun that he used was reported stolen 5 days before this incident, though the person whom it belongs to has chosen to remain anonymous. It's very lucky that nobody else was hurt or killed in this scenario, because wildly firing into the crowd definitely could have been much more deadly.
Do you know what this kid looks like? Let's get his backpack too.
The kid in the white and black jacket is Anthony, though his last name has been censored by the media. The school resource officer, named Paul Passarello, was notified around 11:40 a.m. after a TikTok video was reported to the school administration. In that video, 16-year-old Anthony appeared to have a gun tucked into his waistband on school property.
Are you Anthony? Come on. Sir? You know what I want to talk to you about? You don't know? Okay. All right. Do me a favor. Keep your hands out of your pockets for me. Okay. Take your backpack off for me. All right. So... Okay. Do me a favor, just lift your sweatshirt up. Turn around for me. Turn around again. Lift your sweatshirt up again. What is that?
Anthony does indeed have what looks like a gun tucked into his waistband. Even though he's not actively attempting to use it, possessing a firearm on school grounds is a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years in prison and fines of up to $10,000. Schools don't take this kind of thing lightly. There are many that get students in trouble for even joking about bringing a weapon, let alone actually bringing one. Doing anything that the officer could interpret as dangerous could very easily get him shot in a situation like this. Investigation after the arrest revealed that Anthony stole the handgun from a relative's locked closet without permission, and the relative is pressing charges for the theft.
I almost got jumped 2 days ago, so I have it. So $200 on my wallet and I got jumped.
So, this back door, I'm not going to parade you through the gym. So we're going to go to my office and we're going to do the investigation. Okay? Hey, Coach, grab this bag for me.
Anthony was taken back to the officer's office and eventually arrested. Anthony claimed that he brought the gun to school because he'd been robbed at work the previous week and had to go straight there from campus. He is being charged with possession of a firearm on school property, grand theft of a firearm, and carrying a concealed firearm. He was transported to the Department of Juvenile Justice to be held in secure detention. It isn't known if Anthony actually planned on using the gun at school that day, but the quick actions of the resource officer could have saved countless lives. That's why it's always good for school shooters to get caught in the act.